Hello there. I cannot wait to share this recipe with you today. I'm so excited. I did a little poll on Facebook and Instagram, and I had asked if you would like to see me prepare turkey/ham dressing or candied yams. And I'm kind of excited that the dressing won because this has a very special place in my heart. As you can see, I have my little recipe here. This is my mom's recipe. This dressing is the same dressing that we have been making and eating as long as I can remember, and we won't even go into how old I am, but a long time. So I've kind of already prepped. I've done my mise en place, and I'm just going to put it all together, show you how easy this is, and then it'll be ready to go into the oven, which I have preheated at 350. And you're going to need a 9x13 pan, and you want to coat that really well with cooking spray because this will stick if you don't. And you don't want to have to scrub for 2 days on your dish. All right, so I have a bowl here. What I've done is I prepared a pan of cornbread, okay? Just your normal cornbread recipe. I don't do my normal one because my normal one has sugar in it, but most people don't have sugar in there. So just normal cornbread. And you know what? If you don't have time to make the cornbread, you can pick it up at a restaurant. I think Walmart even has it. Some of the grocery stores already have a pan of cornbread that you can just buy. So you need some cornbread. And what I like to do is, and this is what my mama always did, she would take her cornbread and she would cook it. Oven says, I'm ready. She would take her cornbread, bake it, let it cool, then take it and break it up into pieces and leave it in a bowl. Also, you want to take 4 slices of bread and you toast that in. I mean, I like to put it in the oven at like 350 and just let it go in there till it's hard, like a brick. Take that out, and then you're going to break that up also in with your cornbread. And you want to leave this on the counter like I had it, okay, with a towel over it, just loosely. Because what you want to do is you want this cornbread and this bread to dry out. You want to get all that moisture out of there. So that probably you need to do about 2 days before you're going to prepare the dressing. But beyond that, easy as can be. Cornbread, bread, large bowl. Now, I have cut up a 1/2 cup of onion. So, and you want to do your onion and your celery, you want to dice them pretty, not teeny tiny, but you don't want big chunks of onion and celery in there. So says my mom. Okay, so we have a 1/2 cup of celery. I'm going to put a 1/2 cup, onion. Now I'm going to put the celery, 1/2 cup of both of them, so that kind of makes it easy. All right, we're going to add 2 eggs into this. There's 1. 2. Okay, I'm going to add my ground sage. Now, I have the sage and the salt and pepper to do to your own taste. Some people like a lot of sage, some people don't like very much. Like I said, I've been eating this and even preparing it for several years. I mean, I've been eating it a long time, but I've even been preparing it for several years before my mom passed away. She just couldn't do it anymore. So she always liked, and we did too, quite a bit of sage. So I'm going to let you just do this. You know what? Just sprinkle it in there. You know, you can start with a really small amount. Sprinkle it in there, mix it up, and you know what? Yes, I taste mine, and it has raw eggs in it, but I'm so-and-so years old, and I'm still here, and I've been tasting it for years. So if you don't want to taste it, just take your chances. Here is salt. You know, it's like I said, it's your kitchen. You can do what you want. But we're going to do salt and pepper, and this is the same way. I'm just going to have to stir this up and taste it. And believe it or not, it tastes different sometimes. Sometimes you can't just put one measurement in there and it works every year. So I just learned to do it you know, Mama did as tasting. We were always her taste testers. All right, now the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some chicken broth. Now her recipe calls for 3 cans, so that's roughly 45 ounces of broth. But what I like to do is I have 32 ounces here. Now I'm gonna just pour this in slowly and I'm gonna mix it a little bit, look at the texture. Don't just pour the whole thing in, because like I said, for whatever reason, this can change from time to time. And if you pour the whole thing in and it's too runny, then, you know, that's not gonna be a great day. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably pour in about half of this. I'm gonna give it a stir. And then, I think I should make Kyle taste it. Don't worry, babe, I'll do the taste testing. I can already tell as I'm moving this around that it's definitely gonna take more of the broth, because you do want a little bit of a soup consistency, okay? But if you get it too soupy, then your dressing is not gonna be the right texture when you bake it. I can tell this is gonna, you know, I can look at the texture of this and I can tell this is gonna need more dressing, or more broth. All right, so we've used all the 32 ounces. This is looking a little bit better here. I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna pour it right out of here, and I'm just gonna keep pouring it until it gets the texture that I want it. According to Mom's recipes, I still have about 8 more ounces that it's gonna take, possibly. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, see, it's gonna need more. It's looking good now. Y'all, I might cry. This brings back so many memories of so many years of me and my mom in the kitchen, cooking together, getting ready for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. It brings back so many happy memories, and I hope that you have recipes like that and dishes like that that can just take you back to this wonderful place and just make you smile, and maybe sometimes even bring a tear. But oh my gosh, what would we do without our memories? So thanks, Mom, for this dressing recipe. Let me get a spoon. Here comes the taste test. Definitely needs more of everything. More salt, more pepper, and some more sage. Now we like quite a bit of salt in our family too, so again, you know, just taste it and you adjust it to how you like it. And you know, I was gonna tell you, I don't know, normally I do cook it for 2. It's just me and Kyle. So this is a lot of dressing, but for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, we get together with my brother's family. So it's more than just the 2 of us that I'm cooking for. So if you are cooking for 2, then hopefully, I really and truly hope that if it is just the 2 of you, that you do celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you do, you know, cook the meals. You might not do a full-fledged meal, but still the things that you love, go ahead and cook them, even if it's just the 2 of you, and celebrate together. But what I was gonna say is, what you could do is you could cut this recipe in half, and as you can see, you would have like an 8x8 and 9x9 dish, which would be enough for the meal. And then if you have leftovers, and of course you want to eat a little bit maybe the next day, that would be plenty if it was just the 2 of you. Okay, this is looking really good. Let me taste it one more time. As you can see, I put quite a bit more sage in it, but we like the sage. We don't want it to be green like that much sage. And I'm double dipping because it's just my family, so I'm gonna use the same spoon here. A little bit more. A little bit more salt. And I think we're about to get there. This is looking really good. I am gonna add a little bit more. And you know, this is one of those recipes, for me anyways, with the way Mama taught me. There is no, it's just kind of one of those things. You just have to add and stir and taste, and add and stir and taste until you get it the way that you like it. So I do have a few measurements, but I don't really have all of them. Now what we like to do is, well, not all of us, Kyle doesn't, but I love cranberry, you know, the jellied cranberry. And also I do a homemade cranberry sauce. And so the cranberry on top of this dressing, oh my goodness. I see you over there making faces. He doesn't like sour stuff, so he can't handle the cranberry, the jellied cranberry. All right, this is looking really good. You want to make sure, as you can see here, there is some juice, okay? It's a little soupy, because you don't want this to dry out. You want to make sure that there is enough liquid in here that it is going to last throughout the cooking time, because you don't want to have dry dressing. And it's a fine line between having enough and having too much. And that kind of comes with, if you have never made it before, don't worry if it doesn't turn out perfect this time, because it just kind of comes with, pay attention as you're making it. What does that look like? You know, how soupy, how much liquid is there? And then after you bake it, if it's like too runny or if it's too dry, just make a mental note. Next time you need to do it, you know, adjust to whatever it needs. But this is kind of one of those just learn as you go recipes, and the more you make it, the easier it will be and the better it will taste. We're there, okay? That is delicious, and it's raw. So, can't wait to taste it cooked. I'm gonna kind of lift this up a little bit and let you see how that looks. Okay, that's gonna be a really good moist dressing. So, we're gonna pour it in the pan. I don't think I'll need that. Like I said, you wanna spray it really good with cooking spray. Move that out of the way. Spread it around in there. Now, as it's in this pan, you can see around the edges how it has the liquid. Okay, that is good. That's a good thing. Don't be scared. You need that to make sure that it has enough moisture. So as I said, I put this in the oven. It's preheated to 350, and it's gonna cook for, oh gosh, it's probably gonna take it, I'm gonna say 40 minutes to an hour, depending on your oven. But what you need to do is check it about every 30 minutes, because when it's done, you need to get it on out. And the way that you can tell it's done is you can take a toothpick, stick it down in the middle, and if it comes out clean, it's done. You know, you can also tell by shaking the pan. If it's still kind of jiggly, then you still got a little ways to go. You want it to be firm in the middle, kind of firm to the touch of, say, your finger if you push in on the middle of the dressing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it in the oven. Now we just have to wait for it to cook. I just pulled the dressing out of the oven, and I wanted you to get a really good look at this, okay? Take notice on how the edges of the pan have just a little bit of brown. Now, some of you may like that even browner, okay? And also, I want to show you here in the middle. See how when you push that lightly, it springs back? Okay, that's what you want. Now, there's still a little bit of an indentation, but I kind of like it that way because I like it really moist. But those are just some things that you can look for if you've never made dressing before. You don't really know what to look for. So, and again, now I will tell you this. Sometimes when you insert your toothpick and pull it out, it may come out clean, but it's not going to be quite done yet. With the dressing, you have to really feel it. You have to learn the texture of it to know when you look at it, it's got little cracks in it, that you're good. Because you don't want to overcook it, because then it's going to be dry by the time you reheat it, and you don't want that. So I'm going to take It really needs to cool a little bit longer, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little piece. Hopefully it will come out good, because like I said, it really does need to cool longer. But I want to go ahead and try it. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. And for me, if I'm going to taste the dressing, I have to have a little bit of this jellied cranberry, because I love that with mine. Whew, that's going to be hot. See that steam coming off, but I have to have a little taste of this. You know, it's been almost a year since I've had it. Okay, here we go. I don't want to burn my mouth. Sorry. Oh my gosh. That is so good. My mama would be so proud. That is delicious. Thank you so much for participating in the poll, and I'm so glad that you ended up picking the dressing, and I was just pleased to be able to share this recipe, my mama's recipe, that we've used for years with you. So if you don't have a family traditional recipe, you could try this one this year for your Thanksgiving and Christmas meal. That's going to be it for this video. As always, I will remind you, if you haven't subscribed to my blog, you can go to my website at cookitfor2, You can subscribe to my blog there, and also I have a YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go over there, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. That way you're going to be notified every video that comes out. Usually every Sunday I try to have a video to come out. So if you would do those things, and this will probably be the last time I'll see you before Thanksgiving. So I hope that you and your family have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving, that you just enjoy the time that you have with your family, whether that's 1 or it's 50. Enjoy your family. Lord bless you.